He is a fine gentleman, intelligent, successful in every sense of the word, happily married. But he says he has a confession. He's in a dilemma and needs our help. I am great at listening to your confessions, and that is why I'm seated tonight on TV3 listening to him. My dear, what is your story?
Okay, so my story is simple, but it's complicated. This is it. I'm married for 6 years now, and I have feelings for the other gender. That's the guy, so homosexualism. Yes, so I have a friend, he's my best friend. He normally comes to my house, my place. We do everything together, and we share ideas together, and we are into something together too as well. Planning of even getting, maybe getting married and moving from my marital home and be with him and spend the rest of our life together.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. And what brings you here?
Well, initially I love my wife though.
Do you still love your wife?
Yeah, I do love her, but...
You will make love to your wife and you will make love to your other person?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So I'm a bit confused on who to choose now because I'm also into the guy, and I want to move out of it and be with him. So that's the
You
decision.
want to leave your family, your wife,
Yeah.
and go be with your other partner because you think that the feelings there are stronger?
It's stronger. And me myself, I'm so confused. I don't even know what to do because I've been with my wife for 6 years and I've also been with him a long way. So I just want to come out from it and move on with my life and continue with him.
What is the rush? If you have been able to manage your relationship with your wife and your partner, is your other partner giving you pressure? Like he needs you all to himself, so leave your wife? Or what is pushing you to leave if you say you love your wife?
It's feelings. I think it's the feelings because feelings change sometimes, and I feel I'm more comfortable there.
With your
As I said,
woman.
it's complicated. So personally, I just want to move on. Just confused.
After 6 years of marriage, he says and admits that he's into other people, precisely same gender. He has feelings for this other partner. He is into him, and he loves his wife and the years they've spent together. How does he move on and tell her that I'm letting you go, not because of another woman, but because of another man? How does he tell her that your husband, whom you thought was straight for 6 years, has actually not been so straight after all? This is Confessions on TV3. We'll go to the studio. The audience are ready. My counselor is ready. He needs help, and we will help him. You are welcome back to Confessions on TV3. My name is Miss Nancy, and we just had the confession of the young man. Fine gentleman. I had the privilege of seeing him. He's actually handsome, sweet, the type you would call an eye candy. From his looks, you can see that he has either a good business or a well-paying job. His wife would be proud to have a fine man like him. But he says he's into other men too. I mean, I was expecting a confession, but I was taken aback by this confession. And he says that he's at a place where he feels more comfortable with the other partner who is of same sex. He doesn't know how to break it to his wife that I'm leaving you not because you are not enough of a woman. I'm leaving you because I'm in love with another man and I want to spend the rest of my life with the other man after 6 years of marriage. People, the man is in love with a man and doesn't want the woman anymore. Are you here? Yeah. You're still processing, huh?
Well, for me, yeah, actually doesn't make sense to me, because you got married to a lady whom you claim you love, and then you married her, stay with her for 6 years. You're now getting to know that you rather feel better being with your fellow man than your wife. I think he needs prayers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prayers he needs.
He needs prayers.
Yes, my lady.
Why, if he wants to try Sim 2, he should
Wants to try what?
Sim 2.
Sim 2 is the other way, right?
Yes. No, I mean, if he wants Sim 2, at least he should discuss with the wife. Maybe she would allow him to use both Sims.
Okay, so you are saying that he probably enjoys anal sex.
Yes.
And that he should discuss with his wife if she would allow her have anal sex with him.
Yes.
Because, I mean, of course, other couples are doing it.
Yes.
And yet they are straight.
Yes.
So you feel that is a solution instead of going on and leaving your woman because of another man?
Yes, because 6 years of marriage, you've wasted her time.
And if you were the wife, would you allow your partner to enter the other hole?
Sim 2.
It's called Sim 2, eh?
Sim 2, yes. Sim 2.
That's the dual phone.
It depends if he deserves it.
You would do it for him if he deserves
Yes.
it.
Miss Nancy,
Yes, sir.
as for me, I won't agree with him. Sorry to use the word, hey, Jimmy. Because you can't be with a woman for 6 years without a child. And you end up saying that you are going for your partner. Whether your best friend, you say your best friend, whatever. Hey, Jimmy, he needs prayers.
Would you still call it Jimmy if he was leaving her for another woman?
No. That one I know is normal. Because
That men will leave their wives for another girl.
woman, yes.
But it is abnormal for a man to leave his wife
and go for
another man. Abnormal, he says.
Yeah, Miss Nancy, this is it. This is a kind of sickness that is running into our system, okay?
Would we want to call it a sickness?
Yeah, it's a
I think that
sickness.
it's very healthy for communication purposes to call it a preference.
Miss
It
Nancy,
is a sexual preference.
we
Yes.
are Ghanaians,
Yes, we are.
and this kind of attitude or behavior, you see, doesn't go with our culture and traditions.
And that is why, for people like you that feel that people like them cannot live in our society, he says, cut it short, let me leave this society, go to a place where I will be accepted with my beloved.
So why then did he get married in the first place?
He was still exploring.
Why? This is pure wickedness, okay? Any man that does another thing, same, like she was saying, they do a same thing with another man and gets married to a woman, it's a cheat. It's a wicked person, a person. I'm so much hurt. Because you see, such people doesn't belong into our system.
Well, it is not for us to determine who belongs in our system or not.
No.
All we are trying to find solutions here is that how does he tell this woman without hurting her, killing her? Because he thinks that it's not about another woman. It's about another man. And like he's saying, we hardly accept these situations. Do you have something to say?
Yes. So what I want to say is quite simple. So I just want to know, from the beginning, how did he get to meet his wife?
Okay.
That's my question. Because
He is
for me,
still here.
for me to know how, for him to tell the wife as to this is the situation we have to go, we need to know the basis. How did he get married?
How did you meet your woman? Did you meet, fall in love, and decided to be with her?
Well, we started as friends and we liked each other, and that's how it started. And she was into me more, so
Okay.
I didn't want it to hurt her. I had to give her a chance to to come into my life. So she needed a marriage because she's like I'm too nice. She doesn't trust me. She doesn't want to have any issues. So we just went straight after a year friendship, and we just got into the marriage. Yeah.
Now, have you ever tried using her other way? Have you ever tried having anal sex with your wife? And how was her reaction?
Well, we tried, but she said she isn't cool with it.
She wasn't comfortable with
Yeah,
it.
she wasn't comfortable, so I didn't want her to force her, so I just have to take another decision.
Okay, so if she had given in, if she had gotten excited and allowed you, and you had enjoyed it, would you have stayed?
Why not?
So it's just about the whole, right?
Yeah.
Just about the whole, he says. He needs to enter the other one. That is his preference. That is his excitement. And he's not getting it with his own woman. People, Counselor Edumata is here to help us look at the situation. Let us give Counselor Edumata some love.
Look, tonight, the British Queen.
Do I?
I like your bow tie.
Thank you.
It's a good.
I came in my sanctimonious piety to listen to confessions.
Fantastic.
So
You're
I
welcome.
looked the part.
You're
Thank
looking
you.
good.
Thank you.
You're looking good.
Thank you. Thank you. So people, this is Counselor Edumata. You know him. He's amazing. He does so many things. And it's always such a great pleasure having you on Confessions. And tonight,
Yes, ma'am.
Enkomo.
Ehu.
Enkomo Kesie.
Ehu.
Counselor, let's listen to his confession.
Maria.
Now come back to you.
Yes, ma'am.
My story is simple, but it's complicated. This is it. I'm married for 6 years now, and I have feelings for the other gender. That's the guy, so homosexualism. Yes, so I have a friend, it's my best friend. He normally comes to my house, my place. We do everything together, and we share ideas together, and we are into something together too as well.
Okay. And what brings you here?
Well, initially I love my wife though.
Do you still love your wife?
Yeah, I do love her, but
You will make love to your wife and you will make love to your other person.
yeah, I do.
Okay.
So I want to, I'm a bit confused on who to choose now because I'm also into the guy, and I want to move out of it and be with him. So that's the
You
decision.
want to leave your family, your wife,
Yeah.
and go be with your other partner
Yeah.
because you think that the feelings there are stronger?
It's stronger.
You are welcome back to Confessions. And Counselor, we just listened to the story of a fine young man, Counselor. I had the opportunities to look at him, and he's the type of guy you would call an eye candy.
That's right.
Nothing is wrong on him. Perfect creation of God. The kind of man that if you have for a husband, you wake up in the morning, you look at him, now one mean, you are satisfied on every side. He says after 6 years of marriage, he's done. He's been into other men, and he wants to move. He wants to get out of this environment because it's uncomfortable for him, and his real joyous pleasure is another man. He wants to be with him. How does he tell this woman who has loved and adored him for 6 years that I'm leaving you not because of another woman, just so I can be with another man? Should he give her a reason for leaving, or just leave and never look back?
Great question. But Ms. Nancy,
Sir.
before I come to your question, this is disorder. This is not an order. Is that how God precipitated the whole thing. Now, what is it that this man is going into? Is it marriage?
He just wants to be with his partner.
Fantastic. But if it's a marriage, then who is the man and who is the woman? Who is this man in question? Who is that man in question? The two partners.
He says they just have been doing it and it's not been defined.
So if you know that is what you intend doing for the rest of your life, why then do you start marrying somebody else? This is suicidal. This is disorder. This is not God's choice. If you had not married and you are just taking that course to do what you do, hallelujah, go ahead and do it.
But with men, I mean, I've heard a lot of men say that our preferences change. I mean, they start by saying that they are into slender, tall women, and then he meets a petite one, dark-skinned, I mean, plump, I mean, curvaceous like me, and he's head over heels in love.
Let it be on another woman. Let it be on another woman, not on another man. For heaven's sake, where are we heading towards? If I say Nyankopon Shesuro, now we'll see form, and you say, because this is not the order of God.
Now, let us talk about the marriage bed.
Yes.
Counselor, at what point? I mean, when I asked him, he says that he tried once having his fantasy, anal sex with his wife, and she wouldn't have it. And so he forgot about it. But that is his craving. That is his satisfaction. So he sought it out with a man, his best friend, and it worked. At what point does a woman say that I am married? The marriage bed is sacred. Whatever happens between my husband and I stays in this bed. So if my husband says that he wants to use the other hole, let me allow. Because a young lady here says she would sacrifice the other hole to keep her family.
Well, it's a choice. But what makes the marriage becomes a marriage? It is two. It's not one party. Therefore, if you are going to go to the Sim 2, they said, and I'm not interested in Sim 2, but I'm in Sim 1, then let's Jojo, I don't want it. That is your order. A woman has an order when it comes to marriage. A man has it. Is that what God says we should pass through it? And let me tell you, Miss Nancy, marriage itself is a covenant.
It is.
Breaking the covenant and instituting the covenant is not to the honor. It is to Sim 1, not Sim 2. So don't let us change the
Sim
order.
1 is and should be the only way.
Sim 1 is and should be the only way where the covenant, when it comes to marriage, it must be.
Because it is only through Sim 1
Yes.
that procreation can
Maria,
continue.
that is the point. And that is how God, on fire, put it together.
Sim
That
2
this
can never
is
produce anything.
Again, Sim 2, what is it role? It's output.
It's an output,
Sim 1 is input.
input.
And you cannot change the input into output. Please.
There is the output.
Yes.
And there is the input.
Yes.
You put into the input.
Yes.
And you take out of the output.
Now let me tell you, there is only one entrance that can exhibit the input and output. Your mouth. I take in to bloat, to grow, to flourish. I bring it out because it's poisonous.
Yes.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
So anything that comes out of you must be a poisonous sort of thing. It's not a good order. Why must you try and change the universe?
Now, I was asking about the marriage bed. I do not want to leave it. I mean, for gentlemen, for young men, let me come back to the studio. If you have a sister who says that, I love my husband wants to use him too. I have children with him. I want to stay in the marriage and endure the usage of my output. What would you advise?
This situation, like I'm saying, is a delicate one.
It is.
But the thing is, you have to look for the genesis of the whole thing. First of all, was he being pressured by family to get married, or friends, or society? Maybe he feels like maybe after getting married,
just followed the norm because he said
so
this
that
lady was good to him and she wanted to settle, so they settled.
so that no eyes will be on him when he's doing the other way. So he used that.
I doubt if he was into the other, same sex at the time. If he's still here, I can ask him, gentlemen, were you into the same sex relationship before you were married, or it was after you got married?
It was after marriage, and you know, sex is fun sometimes, and especially with your partner. So she wasn't ready to give me the other side, and I think there was a little bit changes with the attitude and character in a way.
After you tried using the other one?
Yeah, she started acting differently. You understand? So that's what pushed me to go into.
Did you ever have a conversation about trying the other hole and all the things that are available on the market to make it less painful? Because for most women, it's the pain that scares them. Did you ever try it?
I tried. It didn't work, so.
She's just closed-minded about it.
She's made up her mind that she doesn't want it.
She just doesn't want the other hole to be used.
And I don't want to force it.
I salute the wife. You don't succumb to things that is not of an order. That is what makes you a human being. That is what makes you, God has himself in you. All right? What is the order? So I salute the woman, in fact, the wife.
Don't you think that women are supposed to be making such sacrifices to save their families and their homes?
This is where I say the moment you start, don't stop. Finish it. It will be a perpetual thing for the rest of your life.
So for a woman, if you agree
yes,
that the other hole should be used.
Yes. And this is what I call is a choice. Miss Nancy, everything that is of a choice has a risk element. And you managing the risk is a decision.
Yes.
If you think you can hold on for 20, 30, 40 years of marriage and you go sim 2, go for it. That is your cake. But if you cannot manage the risk and it cannot become a decision of your life, because at the end of the day, you're going to put on pampers, is it?
Yeah. Wow.
You are going to drain because that is not the makeup of that thing. We need to look at all these. So yes, I have married, but come tomorrow, what should the marriage take me to?
Well, I mean, when a man loves you, he doesn't want to hurt you, right?
That is a mistake.
And if a man truly loves a woman and he wants to do things to her that would eventually hurt her and cause her such discomfort, could we say this is love?
No, it's not. It's not love at all. So the purpose of the marriage, what's the essence? Because most people get into marriage with individual reasons. Some people want to just need partners for partner's sake. Some people because of the pressure that family give. And some people also want because they want to extend their family. In case Mr. A is not there anymore, there will be someone to represent or rep him. Okay? So if this marriage, as the gentleman is saying, he enjoys anal sex more than the normal one that we do, then I would say that it's not for any purpose. They just want to have fun. And having fun, for me, I think this is not rational. Sorry. It's really, really not rational.
Because there are two reasons for marriage.
Yes.
I mean, for enjoyment, companionship, and procreation.
Yes. So even when God created Adam, out of Adam we had woman. We didn't have man. So how can this be possible?
Thank you. Yeah. That is your opinion. Yes?
Yeah.
Lady Chi, right?
Miss Nancy, I would say he should go for another woman instead of a man, because the problem here is just the whole.
And you are sure that there are other women in the system that would give you sim 2 without worry?
They fantasize that. There are women who like that. So...
Miss Nancy, I think the man is pretending to us.
He is, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, because
the way he's speaking,
yes.
It looks like he's pretending. He's just here to just play us.
Right.
Because you see, for him to say he has stayed all throughout his life, gotten married for over 5 years, maybe even between the fourth year
Said 6 years.
Yeah, I know it's 6 years. But what I'm saying is that if he has been able to cope with the woman for like 4 years, and then he has started a thing between the fourth year into the 6th year, and then you even have the guts to take the man into your matrimonial home. This guy is a wicked person. He is sick, and he's also a pretender.
You think that he has always had attraction for the same sex, and he just
Maybe
married?
he started this thing way back in school.
Yes,
Isn't
for a longer
not-
period of time.
And also, see, if he doesn't know, like what we say, Sebio Oto Ebe Pro. Netube Pro. And it happens
Well.
in the system.
Well,
There are a lot of men
I am
working in
sure
various
that
places.
for a very enlightened man as he is, he knows the pros and cons of what he's about. And he still has made that choice. Right now, if I were your sister and my husband is not straight and I find out, should I let him go? Should I leave him?
Yes.
Or for the sake of the children, I have to stay?
No, forget
No,
about
no.
the children. Walk
That one,
out.
it's a no.
Miss Nancy.
It's a no.
Can't we all design marriages that we crave for? Can't I just live with a man whom I've had children with and not have any sexual intimacies with him going forward? And we'll be husband and wife, and he'll be doing his own thing elsewhere.
What makes marriage is
No,
the sexual
what-
intimacy.
yes.
That is the premises of it, Miss
Yes.
Nancy.
Are we consumed enough to have brought children? What consummation
but
again?
But then
Children
you
are
get-
involved.
Sometimes there's the need for sex. You understand? Because a human being gets that emotion sometimes. So you can't be in the marriage, your own husband, and then you're like, okay, fine, he's doing his own thing, I'm doing my own thing. Then why are you guys
It's
married?
wrong.
You cannot be in a marriage and not be able to have great sex, satisfying sex, that which is appropriate for both husband and wife. People, this is Confessions on TV3. I will take this break, and when we come back, more for you. The conversation is exciting, but the truth of the matter is that this man is going through a real situation. His wife is going through it. That sister or friend of yours may be going through it. And somebody's life is being helped tonight. Do you stay in if your partner wants the other whole? How do you tell your partner that, listen, I'm tired of living a lie? Do you think this man needs to come out?
Yes. The truth hurts, Miss Nancy. The truth hurts. And you see, you have deceived someone's future. You have deceived someone's life.
Girls, ne pema me omo ho efe dodo.
And the secret behind our ear, and yet dear fe, and yet dear time. Now, why man I fe? You understand what I'm saying? People should understand this. Now, if you realize, I mean, what I heard, the guy just got into marriage with the lady because the lady wants it. Is that it?
Yes.
Presupposing that it was his character, a thing that he was doing. He wasn't in wanting to marry, but the lady sort of pushed. But he was into men, is it? Already. So this is not a new case. But the next point I want to talk about is that in sex, you don't just go pounce. You started somewhere.
It's a process.
It's a process. So if you are looking for a sex as your reason for going for another man, what? Do you know when I touch you, when the woman touches you, a part of a woman gets wet? Where? Sim 1, is it? What? Have you ever seen Sim 2 getting wet before? Exactly. And then the man, everything about you expands.
Yes, you feel some way.
This is God's order. Miss Nancy. Now, let's go the man. Who is the man? Who is the woman? Forget it. But who gets wet? Where? Are we going to put some kind of liquid there? No.
Yeah.
Miss Nancy.
I mean,
Which is
there
not
are
an
so
order.
many liquids available. The water-based, the oil-based, so many available.
You see, the God's order is there. I'm just basing this that there's an order. Please. And so going through the process, you end up of having the sex. So, you see, the talking itself The smell and the exchanging of saliva and all that in terms of kisses. Are they kissing?
They do.
Well,
They do.
there is something that, because these are stories or confessions that we're supposed to bring to life and take something home out of it. I mean, at what point do you say that my partner is behaving like he has preferential tendencies? Like, at what point would a man even notice that my wife, the way she plays with her friends, my husband, the way he hangs out with the guys, it's beyond?
You see.
How do you see?
You see in the sense that you need to look for consistency. It's a consistency. Now here, anytime this man sees a TikTok man, he goes like, he's a nice guy. I love it. Just a comment.
He's a nice guy.
Look at his muscles. Yes, look at the muscles.
He's fair.
I wish I could touch it.
Warrior. All right?
Men say those
things.
They do. Miss Nancy, they do.
What did they tell you?
okay, I'll use myself as an example.
Good.
Way back when I was in SHS, I was, let's say I was very small, fair, I was ignorant.
Yeah.
I was having a school father. Anytime he comes to my dormitory, he used his hand on my head. Oh, you are handsome. You are handsome.
And
you are handsome.
You were petite.
And me too, I don't know what he wanted. But time to come, before he left the school, he was caught.
You see?
That's what he
That's what he does.
So women are supposed to be careful when your husband, your partner keeps, complimenting other men.
Yes. That is why in marriage, Miss Nancy,
imagine a man looking at you and say, oh my God, you've got some pink lips. Joe?
That is why, Miss Nancy, in relationship and marriage, you must study. You are studying to see consistency in behavioral patterns. All right? Your likes and dislikes. And where do you take them to? Then you will conclude and say, oh, come tomorrow, I know this man, and that I will marry. I know this one, and that I'll marry. We don't do those things.
Yeah, and Miss Nancy, do you know something? Do you know that assuming the lady had given the man a chance or an opportunity to do it once, the man will not enjoy it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And if he enjoys it, he's going to continuously doing it. And like I said initially, that in the
and then again, at what point does he stop to come and impregnate you? Because doing the normal thing would become such a chore to him.
Okay, so he'll be doing sim 1 and doing sim 2. Most of the times he'll be doing, because he's an addictive, he'll be doing sim 2 more. And the lady will be feeling the pain. The man will be enjoying. That's why I keep saying that the man is a wicked man.
Counselor.
Yes, ma'am.
We need to go out there and ask the public what they think.
Good.
If you have a husband who intentionally or consistently asks you to allow him to do sim 2, can you conclude that he has gay tendencies?
Question. And seek for reason. Why this? Why not there? Why this one? Let's listen to his explanation. Okay, you understand? It's a mindset, and the person has indeed made his mind.
Let's go to the streets and get to know what people have to say about this confession.
What? It's a no for me. I'm going to divorce you. And if we are dating, I'm going to leave you, obviously. Because I would not like to accept an LGBT person. I like to be with the opposite sex. Long time. In fact, I don't think I can continue with such a person.
Wow. This is so strange. I don't think I can go further with such a person. Aside that violating my religious principles, I don't think I can go with this person because it also violates my personal principles as a person. I don't think I can go further with this person, no.
That would be a weird situation, but I think we are gonna break up because, first of all, I'm a Christian, and that's not in accordance with my religion. So I'll just walk out of the relationship.
I can't even deal with a cheating partner. talk of somebody who is lesbian. And if we are married, I'll make sure we separate or divorce. And if you are in a relationship, it will break up.
You are welcome back. This is Confessions on TV3. And we are overwhelmed with today's confession. And we have been talking and thinking, and we went on the streets, and you heard what they had to say. Let's talk about health. Put religion aside. Put morality aside. Health. A woman who is being attended to by her partner. I don't know, counselor, at what point does he finish if, for instance, it's a woman that fantasizes about the back hole? At what point does he finish with the back hole, go to the bathroom and clean it, and come and attend to the front hole? Or does he take it and enter?
Or the afrafra. Or the afrafra. And this is where the safety of you is weighing. You will not get it. You will get sick. You will get ill.
I mean, when you accidentally even do not clean yourself well, and you get little particles of, excuse my language,
you're right.
Things from back there entering the front one, and you go to the hospital, the infections that as a woman you have to treat. Imagine a whole thing going in there and coming out and going into you.
Miss Nancy, there's this thing all of us should be able to learn, that if I marry, it's about life. My life must still be intact.
Even though I'm married.
Even though I'm married.
This deserves an applause.
Yes!
Be married.
Be married.
But by all means.
Your life must... You see, when we go back to the Bible, God told Adam, I have placed you here, keep it and grow it. If any man takes a woman, you are supposed to keep and grow. What? The life. And that is marriage. Therefore, if the man is doing the sim 1 vis-a-vis sim 2, that exchanging, how well is your life? Just think about it. And now what about you? That is what we need to be looking at. Miss Nancy.
It is a good one. There was something you wanted to say?
Miss Nancy.
Yes, Miss
Please,
Chi.
I would also advise that we ask our partners their fantasies. Like, we should talk more about it.
Exactly.
Because if they had talked about it, I'm sure the man would have told the woman. So, I advise we talk about it. Ask your partner what he or she fantasizes.
Miss Nancy, I disagree with her to the extent that if you are into this, I'm not sure you gather the courage to tell your wife that you do this.
No,
or you like
before you get married.
No.
Before you get married and you jovially ask your partner, what's the worst thing you would want to try sexually?
But in this story, he said he got married before.
He said he got married before.
Yes, but in a conversation, for somebody that was able to do this, it means it has already been a fantasy before it became a reality.
Exactly.
So it's ideal for us to talk about sexual fantasy.
You see,
before
that's why Miss Nancy, I say that in relationship we talk, we educate.
We do.
We try to phantom the dynamics.
Yeah.
Your likes and dislikes. It is not come and cook for me, come and wash for me, come and sleep with me.
There are people who are frustrated because for 10 years they've not been kissed on the mouth by their partners because their partners do not like kissing. I mean, a counselor, that would definitely kill me. That will kill me. I love kissing. I love kissing.
Then if you are to do that, ask, why is it that you don't like that? There could be a genesis. There's a beginning to it.
Some horrible, bad, authored mouth that he kissed
fantastic.
or she kissed.
So you try to sort of reorient the person, educate the person, and then gradually you move the person into that height.
Yes. It is.
It's a real work. Now, what was the worry? You're worrying koda. You're worrying.
Yes.
You're worrying.
So whilst you are married, you keep growing.
You keep growing. Learning. Nobody has it right when it comes to marriage.
At this point, for the woman, If her husband tells her this,
yes,
is it all right for her to just say, you can go?
No, she'll be in shock. Total shock.
What should she do?
She need to take a seat back and then ask, why this? Why this revelation? If she is a strong person in the Lord, she should start singing hallelujah. Because God has redeemed you.
At what point do you tell your parents, your family and friends that, well, I'm not divorced because I'm not a good woman, or it's just that my husband was into men?
You don't go straight like that.
Okay.
You don't go straight like that. Miss Nancy.
You have to keep it.
You got to keep it and make sure that everybody will understand where you're coming from. Where it goes.
Eja, Miss Nancy, this is a situation whereby we need to advise people that wants to get into marriage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have to be spatially matured.
Exactly.
You see, people think they are handsome, the ladies are beautiful, they are flumpy, they are slim, sweet, Coca-Cola shape and all that. And the men are handsome, good looking, they dress well, they smell good, and they have money. So when we meet on the streets, when we meet at parties, church, nightclubs and stuff, we want to get married. We don't learn. You see, people are rich, but they are not matured to get married. People are handsome, beautiful, but they are not matured in getting married. When you get married, you yourself can learn the process of being a matured person. Sure. Because I always tell people, the counselors that we even go to, some of them are good, but they might not be matured enough.
All right.
So when you get married, in a process, like the counselor is saying, you have to learn the act of maturity.
Yeah.
And in process of doing that, then you learn the culture of conversation. Learn how to be opening up to your partners. In these situations, I wouldn't advise anybody, either a male or female, when a situation like this happens, for you to go into a third party, either mother, father, counselor, brother, or sister. When you are a prayerful person, when you believe in maturity and you know you are matured enough, this is the time for you to go on your knees. Sometimes, like he said, take a back seat, travel, get a hotel, stay for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Descend into yourself, make phone calls, talk it over, and then decide whether you want to stay or not to stay. When you tell a third party, be it a mother, father, reverend minister, pastor, friend, or sister, then you have sold yourself out. That is what they say, you have shot your leg in a foot.
Because your business will definitely be out there.
Exactly.
Now that we cannot go to the pastors nor the family, technically, do we go to a psychiatrist or a clinical psychologist? The man in question, who has this confession?
Himself.
How can we help him?
Himself. Miss Nancy, the first point is that he should come to the realization that this is not me. So it's got to start from himself.
And
am I doing the right thing? If he comes back to his senses and says, this is wrong, this is a mistake, then he's now remorseful, then of course we can now appoint whoever is appropriate to talk to. But you don't just go in and start talking to such a person when he himself had not diagnosed that it's of a mistake.
Well, he is here, and the only reason he came is how does he live going forward? Does he live a lie of being with a wife he has to endure every sexual encounter with when he truly enjoys the opposite sex and be accepted in society? Or should he take his preference and his lover and get out of the society to a place where they can live freely? My dear, have you been helped with this conversation?
In my situation, since she's not ready, maybe I think I will just have to calm down and sit down and analyze myself. And
do you admit that you need help?
Well, I've heard everything and I've learned from it, so I just have to sit down and analyze myself and know where I stand.
Wow. Thank you.
Let's not say there's a profound statement here. He's sitting down to analyze himself is a starting point of his healing. And that also tells me that he's just doing it for fantasy's sake. And just as you said, it was sika, it was juma, no more fe.
Before then, he took a decision. When he came, he said he wants to leave the wife and go and marry the man.
Exactly.
So he took a decision.
And be with the man. He didn't say marry, to quote him.
Yeah. So it's more or less like he's going to have a rethink.
Good.
Because if you say analyze, you have already analyzed and you chose your part already. So I think he's going to have a rethink.
But because he was confused, that is why he came with a confession. Exactly. And we are saying that in this case, you need to come to a place of self-acceptance.
Sure.
That this is who I am.
Exactly.
Who am I?
Good.
Is this who I really want to be? Am I faking it to myself? Or come out and tell your beloved. The closest any two human being could be is to be married partners. If you cannot tell your partner who you are not being truthful to yourself.
Exactly.
He says he's been helped and by our conversation and our contributions, and he's going to sit down and reanalyze who he is and exactly what he wants. And that, counselor says, is a great point. Let's take this break. When I come back, we conclude. You are welcome back. This is Confessions on TV3. My name is Miss Nancy, and it's been a very good conversation happening here. The confession was some confession, though. Please, I mean, we need to put out some few comments, and then counselor would wrap up, and we'll be out of here. So who has something to say?
Go.
Yes, my lady.
I would advise that he should actually open up to his wife.
Good.
That, okay, fine. I think I want the anal sex, but it's for fun. And deep down, the change starts with him. So you should know that what you are pursuing is just for fun. And sometimes what you deem as fun changes over time. So he should come to the realization that, for all I know, just maybe my craving for anal sex currently will change in the immediate future. So why not stick to my wife and let's grow together instead of leaving her and going for the guy, and then I would get fed up with anal sex and then I want to go for another preference. You're just, I mean, like, you don't know what you want.
Inconsistent with your life.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Counselor, your last words, and we'll be out of here.
Miss Nancy, I'm glad that the gentleman said he's going to do what this man said, rethinking. Now, that is the starting point. And do introspection of himself. And do what I call redefine yourself. So she should come out with the definition of himself and determine exactly who he is every second and develop himself almost every second. When you get to that point, then you can come to a point and say you are remorseful and you must forgive yourself. Now, when you get to that state, that is where you need to do the confession to your wife. So I am giving the gentleman a process to
not
go
an
through.
Immediate thing.
No, it's gradual. And if the wife should hear, the wife should also support the husband in sort of changing and not becoming like a hostile towards him.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I mean, for him to have come out with this taboo of a confession is strength.
It is.
For him to endure this conversation and suggestions, even some of them were brutal, was strength. And I believe that he still has the strength to fix himself and his lovely home. This has been Confessions on TV3. Thank you for watching, and same time next week, we come back. My name is Miss Nancy, and I'm here to listen to your confessions. Do you have a confession?